Welcome, everyone. Shana Tova. We're going to begin our service with an instrumental meditation to allow time for reflection. The music is drawn from the penultimate verse of the Book of Lamentations. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva, Chadesh Yamenu Kiked. In the text is yearning to return to God, to return to our essential goodness, to the pure origin of our souls. The instrumental meditation will be led by Isaac Meadow on the piano and Deborah Gombert on the flute. We continue with Achat Sha'alti, which you will find as item number 1 in your supplement, where we dream of entering and visiting the holy palace, the divine palace. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai ota vakesh. Achat Sha'alti me'et Adonai ota vakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai Shalom, everyone. It's good to be here to celebrate the high holidays together and to celebrate them with you the first time as your rabbi. To take a deep dive into the process of teshuvah, of examining where we have missed the mark and how we can get back on track. To also acknowledge what we have done well and what we want to continue doing. Rosh Hashanah is an opportunity to recalibrate, to renew. After blowing the shofar, we recite on Rosh Hashanah, Hayom Harat Olam. Today the world is born. Through teshuvah, we birth a new world. We have a fresh start. So I ask you, what kind of world do we want to create this year? What kind of inner life do we want to create this year? What kind of words or worlds do we want to co-create together in our relationships? The truth is that we create worlds all the time, with our thoughts, with our speech, and with our actions. The difference is that on the high holidays, we try to be more conscious of how we're creating worlds and reflect on how to make the most of what we have to offer. But teshuvah is not a solo activity because we do not live in isolation. We're connected to one another and affect one another. So full disclosure, I think a lot about this when I lead services, about connecting. And I've come up with a kavanah to help me feel the room, in a manner of speaking. And I'm going to share this with you this evening because if I feel you and you feel me and we feel one another, then we understand this not living alone business. So my kavanah is a short visualization that's inspired by science, believe it or not. It's inspired by something called quantum foam. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But at the quantum level, empty space isn't really empty. That's what the physicists tell us. It's actually a vibrant place with tiny subatomic particles appearing and disappearing in constant motion. It's a dynamic space that bears some resemblance, they say, to the effervescent behavior of the foam of a freshly poured mug of beer, with bubbles appearing and disappearing. So they call it quantum foam. So before I start a service, I look around the room and take in all the faces. So I invite you to do the same. Look around the room, see who's here. Also, remember the people who are at the welcome desk. Imagine the people who are checking in, are joining our service on YouTube. Take in all those faces. And now I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, holding all of those people together and imagining that there's all this quantum foam between us, holding us together. Dynamic beer bubbles that are in constant motion. Constant motion. We respond to that foam and it responds to us. If somebody in the room moves ever so subtly, it changes the space and we're affected by it. We're affected by it individually and as an entire kahal, as an entire spiritual community. And then the next step is to visualize that foam lighting up with streams of light going through the foam, going through us, weaving us together like a giant talit of light, all moving ever so slightly, all responding to one another. Do you feel the room a little differently? So now I'd like you to bring your attention back to the inner self. You may want to breathe, concentrate on your breath a little bit. Maybe feel your feet on the ground. And then when you're ready, open your eyes and look around again. Look around and take in all the beautiful neshamot in this room, at the welcome desk, joining us on YouTube. All the beautiful sparks of light held together as one. I feel a little different. I don't know about you. It feels a little bigger when more people are imagining the same thing. So are we ready to light the candles? Add some more light. Please turn to page 28 for candle lighting. And we call up Adrienne Neff to honor all those who schlepped our machzorim and sacred objects from the JCC and helped set up the space so that we could celebrate here tonight and tomorrow. And the team of schleppers, of holy schleppers, include Adrienne, of course, Kevin Norris, Harry Freed, Rebecca Canner, Amy Tracy Wells, Dale Bellman, Debbie Zivan, Mark Schneider, Debbie Field, Janet Greenhut, and Jillian Jackson. So please remember, it is also Shabbat tonight, so when we say the blessing, it's Lahadlik Ner Shel Shabbat V'Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat V'Yom Tov. So we just take an opportunity to gaze into the light. It's a long-standing custom to gaze into the light, to offer personal blessings for ourselves and for our loved ones. So we can take a moment for that. And we invite Emily Eisbrook to read us a poem that she wrote for the new year, which is item 2 in the supplement. It's, okay, you can come up here. Yeah.
Summer ends, fall comes near. The Jewish days of awe are here. With prayer and music, we manifest our tradition as we co-create this year's edition. Unatana Tokef, who shall live and who shall die? This is serious and somber, no way to lie. Honey is eternally golden and sweet, but at the days of awe, many forces meet. Apples are good, yet sometimes tart and sharp. Well, thank goodness for Rav Gavriel's harp. As we gather at the New Year's start, we open our spirit and our heart. Let's work to grow, stretch, and learn to love more. Welcome new friends, and embrace the year 5784. Shana Tova.
Hey. So we continue with the Shehecheyanu on page 28. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Now we call up Janet Greenhut to read The Birthday of the World by Marge Piercy. It's just item number 3 in your supplement.
The Birthday of the World by Marge Piercy. On the birthday of the world, I begin to contemplate what I have done and left undone. But this year, not so much rebuilding of my perennially damaged psyche, shoring up eroding friendships, digging out stumps of old resentments that refuse to rot on their own. No, this year I want to call myself to task for what I have done and not done for peace. How much have I dared in opposition? How much have I put on the line for freedom, for mine and others? As these freedoms are pared, sliced, and diced, where have I spoken out? Who have I tried to move? In this holy season, I stand self-convicted of sloth in a time when lies choke the mind and rhetoric bends reason to slithering, choking pythons. Here I stand before the gates opening, the fire dazzling my eyes, and as I approach what judges me, I judge myself. Give me weapons of minute destruction. Let my words turn into sparks.
Thank you. So, we turn to Baruch Hu on page 62. Please rise in spirit and in body as you are able. We bless the Holy One and ready ourselves for the doors of the divine palace to open. Gates are open. And likewise, we open our hearts and mind to the mystery of light. The light of the day, the light of the sun and moon, of the celestial bodies, and the light of God, and the light within. Please be seated and turn to page 67 for Asher Bidvaro, and we call up Dave Nelson to do the reading.
It is not you alone who pray. It is not you alone who pray, or we, or those others. All things pray, and all things pour forth their souls. The heavens pray, the earth prays, every creature and every living thing. In all life there is longing. Creation is itself but a longing, a kind of prayer to the Almighty. What are the clouds, the rising and the setting of the sun, the soft radiance of the moon, and the gentleness of the night? What are the flashes of the human mind and the storms of the human heart? They are all prayers, the outpouring of a boundless longing for God.
Thank you. We turn to page 66, back one page, for the closing bracha, the Chatimah, which begins at the asterisk, and the transliteration is below. Umavir yom, umeivi laila, Umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu, le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Amahariv, Aravim. We continue with a poem, a kavanah for Ahavat Olam, which is item number 4 in your supplement, and we call up Naomi Levin to do the reading.
My religion is not a matter of opinion. My religion is a matter of love. My spirituality doesn't depend on mythology. It requires only that you be moved by your myth. I don't care about the God that you don't believe in, or I want to know what prompts wonder in you, what form causes your mouth to gape, when you are so alive that you only have time for now. I want to know when everything for you is here. I have more in common with the atheist who dances than with the so-called pious asleep. So, if you are sometimes in love with the world, then sister, brother, sibling, join me in the sweet caress of the beloved, sometimes still and sometimes moving, sometimes loud and sometimes soft. If you are in love with this, then you are the priests and priestesses of my religion.
Thank you. So we continue with the liturgical Ahavat Olam on page 72. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shamenu, uv'komeinu na'asiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'oref yameinu, uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. V'ahavatcha lo tasur, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Continue with the Shema, which you will find on page 76. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom ha'levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech u'shachlecha u'kumecha u'kshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. We continue silently with the biblical passages on pages 77 to 84. In a few minutes, we'll come back together with the text at the bottom of page 84, the end of page 84. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da da da, yai da da, yai Adonai Elohechem emet. So Adonai Elohechem emet. Adonai is truth. God is truth. We see God in the truth of our lives, in our successes, and in our challenges. When we come to Red Sea moments in our lives, in our efforts to cross to the other side, to find some sort of redemption, to find some sort of success. So let's take a moment right now and acknowledge challenges that we have faced this year and perhaps are still facing. What Red Sea moments have we had this past year? How did we handle these challenges? With courage, with grace, with resignation, with confusion, with fear, with impatience, with open-heartedness, with excitement, Those are the personal challenges that we have, and we also have the challenges when we zoom out, the big picture challenges in the world today. The world has gone mad in a lot of ways. How do we handle that? With courage, with fear, with optimism, with presence, with all of the above. We're not the same all the time, the way we react to things. So I'd like you to turn to your supplement right now to item number 5, to the poem by Khalil Gibran, Fear, and we call up Carla Grayson to the front to do the reading.
Fear. It is said that before entering the sea, a river trembles with fear. She looks back at the paths she has traveled, from the peaks of the mountains, the long, winding road crossing forests and villages. And in front of her, she sees an ocean so vast that to enter there seems nothing more than to disappear forever. But there is no way back. There is no other way. The river cannot go back. Nobody can go back. To go back is impossible in existence. The river needs to take the risk of entering the ocean, because only then will fear disappear, because that's where the river will know it's not about disappearing into the ocean, but of becoming the ocean.
Thank you. No easy answers in life. Are there? So we turn to page 88 for the Peticha, for the opening for Michamocha, beginning with the last line of Hebrew, and then we turn the page immediately and come to Michamocha shortly after that. ומלכותו ורצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל. And so the rabbis give us a break after thinking of Red Sea moments, and then we have a prayer for protection, for comfort with Hashkivenu, to settle us down in the midst of our challenges. And that you will find on page 92. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Leshalom, Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Leshalom, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Ve'hamideinu Malkeinu lechaim, U'leshalom, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom, Ufros Aleinu, Sukkot Shlomecho, Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Leshalom. Blessed are you, compassionate one, who spreads your canopy of peace over all the people of Israel and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. And so we turn to page 96 for Vishamru because it is Shabbat. And we chant text from Torah on the mitzvah of keeping Shabbat. Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת. nafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et Hashabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם. ויתורם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם. Shabbat Shalom as well, right? Okay. And so we have Shabbat, and we also celebrate that this is the holiday of blowing the shofar, and we sing or we chant Tiku B'Chodesh Shofar, which is on page 98. Yai da 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 da, 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 Tiku b'chodesh shofar, b'kesel yom chageinu, ki chok leYisrael hu, mishpat leElohei Yaakov. And we continue with the Kaddish. We rise in spirit and in body as we're able. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah B'yalma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei lechol Beit Yisrael Bagala uvizman kariv v'yemru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kudsha brichu le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'olma So we continue elevated in spirit. We're about to begin the Amidah, a time for silent meditation, and you'll find the traditional text on pages 104 through 126. There are also interpretive meditations on pages 127 to 130, and of course, if you don't want to use the machzor, and you can feel free to meditate with whatever arises in your heart. And after a few moments or a few minutes, we'll come together for a prayer of peace on page 126. Adonai So you'll find Oseh Shalom on page 126 in your Machzor. And we pray for peace for us and for all the inhabitants of the world. And I'd like us to recall the quantum foam that fills the space and dances between us, that movement, because peace is also dynamic. It's not a state of perfection. It's not static, but constantly moving to bring disparate parts closer together in an interconnected web of folding and unfolding. It is possible to see peace as a dance of tension and release, a dance of coming together and still doing our own thing. Is that possible, to see peace that way? Shall we start a dance of peace right now in our seats, allowing our spines to move just a little bit in small circles or gently from side to side, to embrace the movement of peace, the movement of being, as we chant Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru, Imru, Amen. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. And in that movement, there is healing. In order to heal, we have to move to another place. So we come to the Mishaberach and offer prayers for healing. And you'll find the text in the back inside cover of your Machzor. Yes. And as I look in your direction, if you'd like to call out the name or names of people you're praying for, there's an invitation to do so on this side. You would?
Bill Jelinek.
Evelyn Newhouse and Brooke.
I'd like to add the name Ari Ravinsky. Anyone else? Okay.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
May our beloveds, may our friends, may our communities receive the healing that they need. And may we also receive the healing that we need. And may we be a source of healing to the people in our lives. Let us say Amen. As we begin the concluding prayers, when we say Aleinu, that it's upon us in this world that is spinning out of control, we take pause. It's upon us to do very challenging stuff. As author Anne Lamott put it, the people we love get cancer. The kids and the grown kids we love scare us half to death or break our hearts. The world is on fire. So what do? I guess we do the same things as Jeremiah suggests. Take care of the poor, laugh, and celebrate what is still so sweet and beautiful about life, no matter what the locusts have stolen. We behave gently toward the people no matter how annoying they are. We turn toward goodness and rejoice a little today no matter what. So that's the kind of Aleinu that we can embrace. So please turn to page 1201 for Aleinu, and you may rise in spirit and in body as you are able. 1201. it's time to recite the Mourner's Kaddish, which is on 12:16. We've had a lot of losses in our community recently. Just want to acknowledge that. And High Holidays is a time to remember people who have been long gone as well. So if you'd like to share the names of people you're saying Kaddish for, I'll look in your direction. Yitgadal, v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach erutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon, uvyomechon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, bagala uvizman kariv, v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah, mevarach le'olam omei almaya. Yibarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yidromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha le'ela le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amina v'yama v'imru amen. Yehi shlom Rabbah min Shemaya V'chayim aleinu v'al Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al Yisrael v'al yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. May their memories be for blessing. May you find comfort in that remembering. So now we call up Rena Bash from our board to say a few words.
Who was here? Dave Nelson or something? That's right. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Shabbat Shalom. Shana Tova. Good Yontif. Happy New Year. I'm Rena Bash, past board co-chair, and on behalf of the Ann Arbor Reconstructionist Congregation Board, welcome and thank you for joining us to celebrate the High Holidays. The sun is set, and so 5784 begins. And I am truly looking forward to the new year. These past several weeks, I've been dealing with a challenging situation, a real Red Sea moment. As a local elected official, a gravel pit has been causing residents' wells to fail. I've been trying to mine this experience for some learning, but my personal well is running dry too. My friend and fellow ARC board member John Engelbert said, "I just have to dig deeper when the well runs dry." It's good advice, masquerading as a dad joke. But here in the sanctuary, in the presence of our community, at the start of these high holidays, I don't have to dig deeper. I just look around. Sorry, I know I do this to you guys every year.
Let it out.
I feel relief and peace just flooding over me. And you know what else? I feel excitement. This is an exciting time for the art community. We are beginning a relationship with our new rabbi, Rev Gavriel. And what a beautiful start What a beautiful start to 5784 this evening, so thank you, Rabbi. And thank you to the davening team and everyone behind the scenes making these services happen. Such a unique situation we have here in the AA Reconstructionist Jewish community. As Reconstructionists, we purposely reconstruct modern meaning and ritual from the historical liturgy and texts. And we have a rabbi that plays the harp. And we don't have a choir or a band, we have a davening team. And Sunday school meets at a farm. How great is that? A community with weird Barbie wisdom and old soul wisdom. Truly unique, I think. And I'd like to invite everyone here to begin or continue your relationship with the Ark through these high holidays and beyond. There are many ways to get or stay connected. Join the email list. We all know how much fun that is. Come to stuff, in person or online. The full schedule of services, programs, and lots of info about the Ark and the Sunday school, which we call Beit Sefer, is available at the welcome table and on the website aarecon.org. Or just jump right in and become a member. If you're not up for jumping into the membership pool just yet, I hope you will consider helping us cover the costs for these services through a donation, which is easily done online, or there's good old-fashioned envelopes at the welcome table. And if you're already a member, hooray, and thank you in advance for filling out the form and sending in your dues. I hope you will jump in other ways too, like joining a committee, sharing your skills and creative ideas. We can all help keep reconstructing this unique Jewish community. So tomorrow morning we reconvene here at 10 a.m. with family services starting at 10:30 a.m. in the school wing. Then we gather again for Tashlich at 4:30 at the JCC. At the conclusion of this evening's service, in just a few short minutes, if I sit down, we'll meet in the social hall for some apples and honey and donuts and some schmoozing. So Shana Tova, and here's to a sweet new year.
Shana Tova. So, before we conclude our service with the Sefer Chaim, where we recite words about being written in the Book of Life, I'd like to leave you with some open questions from Marcia Falk, who is a contemporary writer of Jewish liturgy, and that's item 6 in your supplement. Opening to the world, does the self open to itself? Or must the world be shut out to make room for the self to find its way? Which came first, world or self? Which will be here last? Do self and world need each other to exist? Are they separate or parts of a single whole? Or are they one and the same? What are the questions that we need to ask? What are the questions we don't yet know to ask? We can sit with those as we imagine creating new worlds for ourselves and for the people that we're involved with, to co-create worlds in relationship. Please turn to page 123 for B'Sefer Chaim. (124). The translation is on 123, but the Hebrew and transliteration is on page 124. B'Sefer Chaim beracha v'shalom u'farnasa tova nizaker v'nikatek levanecha anachnu v'chol amecha Beit Yisrael lecha Baruch Adonai, Osei HaShalom. So this concludes our service. Like Rena said, there's a reception or a kiddush with donuts and apples and honey. And please, if you have an opportunity to say hello, I want to meet people I haven't met. And I'm looking forward to that. And Shana Tova, we're going to sing Achat Sha'alti on the way out, but you can stay and sing or you can move. It's a serenade of holy words as you... I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Oh, we are just oohing, true. We're going to hum it. But if you sing the words, it's not going to do any harm.